Salutations, mortals and children of the night. I'm the Vampire Otaku, and this is another installment in my series, You Should Read, where I persuade you to read something that might not be on your radar or something that you're just on the fence about. Consider this the time to check said story out. The story in question is called Run Away With Me, Girl. It is amazing. I had a great time reading it, and I'm super excited to talk about it. That's it. That's the intro. Let's get into it. Run Away With Me, Girl was made by Baton. I think I said the name correctly. Yeah, Baton. It's a 3-volume manga series that's relatively new. Like, it hasn't been out for that long. It has really unique art, and it's interesting because a lot of stories that are spicy are all wrapped, like all the volumes are, but in this case only the last third volume is wrapped up. So if you're younger and you want to check out, a Yuri, a girls love type manga, don't check these out because it gets really spicy, and I'm not responsible for that. Anyway, these are the 3 covers. This is volume number 1. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful colors, beautiful angles. This is volume number 2. And you could tell what's happening and what may happen or what's going to happen just by the covers. And this is volume 3. Very bittersweet, very beautiful story. All right, let me tell you why I like it and why I believe that you should read it if you're of age. I like this manga because it's easy to collect. It's only 3 volumes. It's not a huge commitment. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. You get a lot of good story. Also, if I'm correct, I believe it was published or made by Kodansha, right? Yeah, Kodansha. And their crazy new symbol. I think their new symbol kind of reminds me of the car company Kia. They really simplified it and streamlined it. But I'm getting on a tangent. The reason why I really enjoy this manga is because it's very straightforward, straight to the point, but it's not so quick and rushed that it glances or glosses over details. It really establishes the main character and her connection and actual love, not just lust or just her idea of wanting to be with the other, character. There's actually love involved, and there's history. There's concrete reasoning as to why she's attracted to the other character and why after all those years, they first met, I believe, in high school, and after all those years going into college and being an adult, this girl never left her mind. She always thought about her, always wondered what she was doing and how she was doing. It says a lot to the past because they do go into the past and they explain how the relationship panned out back in high school. They were very close. They would hold hands, they would kiss. It was cute, it was wholesome. And one day the other girl broke the other girl's heart. I don't want to spoil too much, but I really do want to get into a little bit of detail just to sell you on this one, because this is a newer manga, very easy to access, and it's very easy to collect. It's only 3. So I really want you guys to go out and pick it up. So I will say, the main character, the girl with the black hair, she got her heart broken because of a very short conversation between her and her girlfriend. The girlfriend with the blonde hair believed that it was childish and she was gonna grow out of, wanting to be with her friend. The other girl really believed that this is forever. This is the person that I'm gonna be with. This is my high school sweetheart. I'm not attracted to guys. I'm not attracted to really anyone else. This is the girl that I want to be with. She made up her mind immediately, but there was reasoning behind that. She felt like she could be herself. She felt like she could be safe. She felt like she just fell in love. Like there's an explanation for it, but the simplest answer is that everything that the other girl was, she adored. It was an unconditional love. Like, even when the girl broke her heart, she still loved her. So that tugged at my heartstrings. That really invested me in the story. And you find out that the other girl's life is interesting as she gets older, and the main character with the black hair, her life is pretty chill. It's pretty modest. She's going to college and trying to figure out what she wants to do when she grows up. And they bump into each other by chance, and they catch up. And this is when the main character, the girl with the black hair, really realizes that this girl never left her mind, that she's always cared, and that it's not really possible for her to let go. And it's not that she can't let go, it's because she doesn't want to let go. Like, she has the ability to, but she doesn't want to. She wants to hold on to those feelings. So after they reconnect, they catch up. Girl with the blonde hair, she reveals that she's gonna get married. This makes the girl with the black hair sad, and she tells her she's pregnant. And then she shows, her friend or her ex, from high school, the main character, the guy that she's gonna marry. And she's like, wow, this sucks. I still have these big feelings for her, and I can't fit into her life the way that I want to. She was on the verge of giving up, but she loved this girl so much that she was almost happy to get the crumbs of her affection, the crumbs of her life, to be a part of it in any small, minuscule way possible, which was poetic and romantic and beautiful. But I think it's also hurtful and dangerous to just take anything you can from a certain person, and to just not really to sell yourself short, to not really get what you want. I think it's important to try to strive to get the things that we want and the things that mean the most to us. And accepting less almost minimizes us and boxes us in. So I felt like that was a pretty unhealthy dynamic that she was creating. But the mood and everything shifts and changes, and perspectives are moved. I say that because the main character really starts to draw in her focus on the fiance of her love interest. And she notices that he's an asshole. He's kind of a trash person. He talks down to her and he belittles her. And we realize that the girl with the blonde hair has a nasty habit of taking verbal abuse and just taking abuse and just laughing about it when really she feels uncomfortable or she feels hurt. And you notice throughout the story her pattern of doing that, where it's like she's uncomfortable, she doesn't feel good, she's sad, she has big emotions, but instead of explaining those emotions or sharing those emotions, she laughs it off. That's her coping mechanism. The main character realizes also that she's doing that, and she almost develops an instant savior's complex. I want to save you from this douchebag. I want to save you from this guy who has no respect for you and no love for you. And as a reader, I almost agree, but not quite, because as a reader, it seemed like despite that nasty habit of laughing things off, she was content where she was and she didn't really need to be saved. I think volume 2 is where I realized that she needed to be saved, but she needed to save herself. I'm not going to spoil too much more. There are some pivotal points in the story where not knowing when or why or how they happen is going to add a lot of impact and really pull you into the story and keep you there. Because when you first start reading a story, it's okay at best. Like the first few chapters of the story is probably a 7, but it becomes an 8.5, almost a 9 towards the second volume and the third volume. Third volume is spicy. There's a sex scene, there's nudity, there's a lot of adult situations, but they're handled so delicately and so carefully that none of it was grotesque, none of it was out of pocket. Everything fit like puzzle pieces perfectly. Like, it wasn't predictable, but it was warranted. And I really appreciate that, because I'm not a connoisseur of smut. I'm not a man of culture, but I'm not really that type of reader, because usually when there's smut, it compromises the story, in my opinion. But there have been many instances where I've read smut and this storyline was incredible. The characters developed in natural, almost linear ways that whether the smut was there or not, they would have developed. But they developed farther because of the smut. So if there's fan service, or there's smut, or there's anything of that caliber, if it pushes the storyline, if it brightens the storyline, if it enhances character development, I'm always welcome to reading it, to seeing it, to experiencing it. But a lot of times, the smut drains the storyline, and it's almost a death sentence for character development. But in this case, it flowed. Everything just worked. This story, in my opinion, is a calm stream, uninterrupted by elevation or rocks. It just flows, and it was very easy to read, and it was very entertaining, and I give it probably an 8.75. You should read it, especially if you're new to girls' love, or if you want to read something that's not a battle shonen, something that's not your typical romance. If you want to read something short with a powerful message and with great character development and a clear, concise story, this is for you. This is for you if you want to get into some diet smut, because to be honest, it was just one scene, it wasn't a lot, and it was done very well. It was very tasteful. You should also read this if you want to see some art that's out of the ordinary, and I'll show you that art now. So let me find you some good art, which is everywhere. Look at that cute kiss. Look at the way the eyes are drawn and the shadows. Very nice, top rank. Italian hands. You can see the affection, you can see the love in the panels. Really unique art style. The backgrounds are a little simple, but the characters' expressions and body language and movements are great. I love it. Those are my thoughts on Run Away With Me, Girl. I absolutely adore this story. The art, the ending was very nice. I will say that the ending ended early and then kind of rolled along. So it didn't hit as different as I wanted it to, but the ending was so nice. It was wrapped up in such a almost present in a box kind of way that I couldn't really ask for anything more. Like, everything that I wanted to happen happened in a way that wasn't too predictable, too cookie cutter, just too boring. It was all exciting. So yes, please read this story. You can find it at Barnes & Noble. Still, you can find it at RiceStuffAnime.com, Amazon, wherever it is that you buy your books at. Give this one a read. Check it out in the store. Oh, by the way, the physical editions of this manga are very nice. Very nice, smooth, matte texture. It's not shiny, it's not gloss. I like that. The paper quality feels really nice. It's got a little weight to it. I say it's a good quality manga for its contents and the way that it was constructed. So thank you so much for checking out this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please leave some comments below. Let me know if you've already read this manga, or if you are in the market for some girls' love. This is a really good one. And also, if you made it this far, what are you reading right now? What genres are piquing your interest? Are you watching any new anime? Share with me, let me know. I'm reading Given right now. This is one of the first boys' loves that I've picked up in years, and I'm super excited to finally try it out, and I can't wait to talk to you about it. Until then, peace.